Hey, welcome to Live from Dennis's House. We got a great show for you today. As you can hear, we're doing Born in the U.S.A. by Bruce Springsteen. And the E Street Band, or is it just Bruce Springsteen? No, it's definitely... Hey, you want to hold that?
That's an E Street Band.
Definitely E Street Band. Yep. And I have some special guests today. I got Joe De Palma back here, his cousin Louie. You get that? As a joke, a taxi joke.
Taxi joke. They never get old.
Yeah. No. So it's Joe De Palma and his friend John Knight, and they are from the Bruce Jovi Duo.
Yes, that's us.
All right, I got it. They are going to be performing Glory Days, and I'm Going Down later off of this album. And
love it.
Way in the back over there, we have my friend Little Jimmy and my brother-in-law Al Benkert. Say hello, Al.
Hello.
Is this thing on?
1, 2.
And
we got
Al has declared himself as the biggest Bruce Springsteen fan in the world. He once told me that he would actually kill a homeless man in order to hang out with Bruce for one evening.
Wow.
Come to our show.
That's dedication.
He wouldn't kill anyone important, no. I better edit that out.
Any direct insinuation of murder should be taken off the show.
Alright, so this, let me lower that for a little now. Let's get into this. And we got so much to cover here. I don't even know where to start.
A lot of stuff. Monster album.
This, Joe recommended that we do this album, and of course I'm a big Bruce Springsteen fan as well, so I went to my collection and I went to get this album out, and I don't have this album in my collection. I have every other Bruce album in order, including Tunnel of Love, and then this is conspicuously missing. And then when I went over to my brother-in-law's house, he happened to have 2 copies.
Well.
The plot thickens.
Someone's been dipping.
So he was nice enough to lend me the albums, and there's a lot of stuff in here we got to get to. Well, the first thing we got to do, it's a tradition on the show that we have to smell the albums. See, it's normally, these are kept in my mildewed, musty basement for the last 30 years, and they smell really good. But Al, you keep this one like up on the wall or something, right?
Hermetically sealed.
Yes, good look. It hardly has like any smell. It's like brand new.
Oh, wow, that's impressive.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't. Holy cow.
Like,
it's like 84 again. What happened in 30 years?
Let me give you an example.
There you go.
Check this one out. There's a Pink Floyd Dark Side of the
Oh,
Moon.
yeah!
See?
That's an album smell.
That's how it's supposed to smell.
That's how it's supposed to smell.
Yeah, right?
That's right.
Comic
What
book
is
store.
this? Yeah.
That's impressive.
That's like a...
Paperboard.
Yeah.
That's,
Exactly.
that's very impressive. I mean, it's a pristine like jacket.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Well
yeah,
done.
so he got 2 copies. Al, you want to talk about these albums here? Like one you bought in Holland or something?
The one you're holding up there, Dennis, belongs to your nephew, Evan, who bought it in Sweden last year when he was studying abroad.
See? Check out the label here. It says CBS on this one, the Holland one. Look on the American one, it's Columbia over there.
Yeah.
And all, so that's pretty cool. This one doesn't smell either.
Yeah, that's brand new, basically, right?
Yeah, right. Let me see if I can smell.
Just look at them. I mean, they're...
Smells like wooden shoes. Do you know
Yeah, for sure. From Sweden.
You know what a quarter pounder with cheese is called in Amsterdam?
Royale with cheese. What's a Big Mac called? It's called Le Big Mac.
Yeah. So, and also you have
Pretty
this.
smart there.
He has this bootleg album here. Al, what is this? You want to talk about this one? I bet you guys never saw this one.
Uh-oh,
This
bootlegs,
is also from Holland too.
I'm not involved in bootlegs.
I won't even touch it.
Just the European
I will.
Never played it, although there is a picture down on the bottom
Look,
corner.
it's
of
true.
the
All it says is side 1 and side 2.
Bruce's
Wow.
first wife is on that. It's called,
Yes.
I think it's called the Honeymoon album.
And there's Julianne Phillips on the back cover. So I wanted to talk about that because this album came out in 1984.
Yes.
And it battled out with Purple Rain the entire year for the #1 and #2 spots. And it just so happened, I looked it up, and this week in 1984, the #1 song in the world was Dancing in the Dark
Very
by
nice.
Bruce Springsteen. #2 was When Doves Cry, and #3 was Eyes Without a Face by Billy Idol. one of my favorites.
Awesome song.
Yeah,
very
so
nice.
awesome
And
songs.
now,
Wow.
I should do a comparison. Like, what are the number 1, 2, and 3 songs right now? To do a comparison, it's the Jonas Brothers and whatever, something terrible. Yeah, we don't even know. So
I don't even know.
nobody knows.
Yeah.
Because nobody cares anymore. It's such
Yeah.
watered down music now.
Yes, it's music is in a very sad shape right now. I think it was outlawed a couple years back by Obama, and that's why you haven't heard any good music. So unless there's some underground stuff I don't know about, but
Back in '84, we're flying high with this one.
yes, in 1984, this came out, and it wasn't one of my favorite Bruce albums. I love the earlier ones, and Born to Run, Darkness, The River, and
Sure.
this came out right after the real dark Nebraska.
Yes, it did.
And it was such a turnaround. And then this song was just, this album was just so huge. It was every single place that it got a little played out for me. But now when I went back, I listened to it today, and it is just phenomenal. Every single song on here is amazing.
Yeah, 7 top 10 singles on this, which is
7 top 10
they just
singles.
kept.
This is crazy.
Some people would say that's whoring out an album when you just release pretty much 3/4 of it, but when it's that good, why
Yeah,
stop?
the-
Just keep rolling.
the fans have to get to
Michael
it.
Jackson did the
Yeah,
same
Michael
thing that
Jackson. I mean, that's
Yeah.
real hardcore pop music. It's a little more acceptable. Somebody like Springsteen putting out 7 straight top 10 hits off one album. That's a bit of a different conversation.
I think I remember them saying he didn't want even like the 7th one. He didn't want to put it. He thought it was too much.
Oh, really?
And then
Wow.
the producers or someone convinced him to say, no, we're doing 7.
Yeah, you know,
And then he
he's
was like,
putting out more.
all right.
And
Yeah,
this
right.
album actually, much like Dennis, like you said, it came out in '84 and it battled the Purple Rain. It was actually the best-selling album in the country in '85. That's how long
Wow.
that this album and Purple Rain went head-to-head.
Yeah,
It was a
'cause
good year and a half.
It came out in June of
Yeah.
'84. That was 30 years this June. We're in June right now, so it worked out perfect. It's all very topical. And Bruce is in the news with the E Street Band. They just got elected into Hall of Fame
Yes,
a couple
and
weeks
the
back.
band did.
Yes,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
band did.
How
was
did
in
he get in
99.
without them in the first place?
They
That
put him in
seems,
99.
They broke up in the 90s.
Yeah, they did. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, they did in the 90s. That he wasn't getting in from the music that he created in the 90s, obviously.
Yeah,
But that's all due respect, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, there's all politics about getting into the whole that whole nonsense with Kiss.
It's
That just did
yeah,
that.
yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
Disgusting.
yeah, with the Grateful Dead, there's what 30 members of the Grateful Dead in the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
you know, I
Well,
Kiss
Kiss
for
was
the
playing
Dead.
on that card too.
Yeah.
You know.
Of course, Dancing in the Dark. Everybody remembers that video with Courtney Cox,
Absolutely.
who just happened to be in the audience. That was
Oh,
so
she just-
amazing.
Listen,
Oh,
how did that
wow.
happen? She was perfectly
Oh,
done up with the
wow.
makeup and everything.
Yeah, she was all punked out
The
with a
whole
short
concert, had a
haircut.
sweat on her the whole
Yeah.
concert.
And gets up there, dances with
Yeah,
Bruce.
does her 80s
Yeah,
dance.
The 80s dance.
Shoulders, all shoulders
Oh,
in the 80s.
Yeah, right.
Bruce popularized the shoulder.
The
dance.
shoulder. Oh,
Yeah.
he did, man. That was crazy.
And this is a very iconic album cover too,
Yes,
with
we
this
talked about
picture.
this.
Everybody knows this. I think Annie Leibovitz took the picture,
Mhm.
and Bruce became like a sex symbol after this. He was all buff. He's showing his butt on the
Yeah.
Oh,
the
yeah.
thing there, and
Oh, no doubt.
you know, so it was a huge direction change for him, I guess.
And as far as that's a very good point, Dennis. And as far as the picture goes, I never noticed this growing up. I didn't notice it until I read stuff about it on the internet as soon as a few years ago. But when you look at the when you look at the picture, look at the album cover. What could Bruce possibly be doing right now to be in this position? Right now, right? What is he doing? Could it possibly
Where's his
be?
other hand?
Yeah,
where's his other hand?
So there was some speculation that he was actually urinating on the flag. But
Oh,
that,
my.
Yeah, that was squashed.
Oh,
and
wow.
but you could
That'd be
see
bad.
how
I was thinking much
taking it
worse.
from right.
Yeah, no,
taking
no,
from a different angle, how you might be able to make that interpretation.
So let's talk about you guys for a minute, and
Yes,
we'll
yes,
get
cool.
back to Bruce and stuff. Remind me, I want to talk about the Ronald Reagan
Very
speech.
good.
We'll get back to that.
Yes.
But you guys are in
Tragically
the
unhip Republicans.
Bruce Jovi Duo now.
Yes.
So
Mhm.
tell us about this duo you have here. What do you do? And can people guess from the name what you do?
What do we do?
Yes.
I can't imagine. We're from Jersey.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
absolutely. We're the Bruce Jovi Duo. What we do is it's just two of us. We go around. We play acoustically in mostly in bars, restaurants,
and
tiki
down the
bars,
Jersey
beach
Shore.
bars, up and down the Jersey Shore. And we play about 75% songs right here from New Jersey. So most of that focuses on Bruce Springsteen and John Bon Jovi. We'll do some other stuff as well. We'll sneak in songs by
Southside Johnny.
Southside Johnny. We'll do a song Frankie Valli. We'll throw in a couple of those, but
Yep.
mostly it's songs from the great state of New Jersey. And then with that said, we'll also mix in some other popular classic rock, 80s pop, and modern country tunes that people like.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. It's much more than just your background music in a bar or a restaurant. We're much louder. We get out in the audience. We're wireless, and we throw a party as much as a party can be thrown by two guys and two guitars.
Yeah, we're not your typical acoustic duo band.
Not at all.
And you
Not
guys
fun.
sounded great. We already recorded 2 songs. They just were driving past, and they stopped in, and I said, "Come on in, let's listen to some Bruce. Play some music." And we recorded it, laid it down. It sounded
Absolutely.
great. And it's a funny story. The way I met these guys is that we're going to be playing the same show together in August.
Yes.
My band, the De Silvas, and their band, we're going to be playing Benefit for Christy, a mutual friend. We'll put up the links. Actually, I'll put up all your links for your stuff, Facebook and websites, whatever. And I'll put up the information about this benefit. We're playing August 3rd, Sunday. It's a Sunday evening, and where is it? Hazlitt?
Keyport.
Okay.
Keyport.
And I'll send up the information to that. It's going to be a good show. And the headline is going to be Almost Queen.
Absolutely.
Which is the premier Queen tribute band in the world.
Outstanding.
We were just discussing before that they are phenomenal. They can pull off Bohemian Rhapsody. That says it all.
And they have the gong, too.
With the gong.
1, 2, 3, 4! Saw your house, I feel the heat coming round. Gonna put my arm around you, you make me look like I'm way out of bound. Well, you really wanna be on both sides. Lily, when I look into your eyes, I'm going down, 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 down. 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 I'm ready for the night. Come home and burning in some fire. Well, I'm sick and tired of you setting me up here. Set me up for just a knocking me down, 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 down. I'm going down, 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 down. I'm going down, 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 down. I'm going down, 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 down. Hey! I pull you close now, baby. When we kiss, I can feel all down. I remember back when we started. My kisses used to turn you inside out. I used to drive you to work in the morning. Or find out I'd drive you all around. Well, you used to love to drive me wild. But little girl, you get your kicks off just to knock me down, 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 down. I'm going 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 down, hey, down, down, I'm settling 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 down, hey, down, down, out there, so down, out there now, down, down, out there, to me. Woo! 2.
What's your favorite song off this album, Joe?
John, what do you think?
I love Dancing in the Dark. I mean,
You gonna go with that one?
No Surrender.
Yeah, I like No Surrender too. Bobby Jean
Bobby
is a big
Jean,
one.
yeah.
Bobby
I was listening to that today. I was weeping when I was listening to Bobby Jean, wondering who Bobby Jean was written about.
Oh, we know that one.
You do?
know that one?
I don't know.
You don't know that one?
And I know every
What a
useless
great story
information.
this is. When we get to Bobby Jean, I'll tell you that story.
All
That's
right.
a great story.
Where's Bobby Jean? I got to get to it right now then.
Great story. You might be a little, depending upon how you feel about it. Might be a little taken back as a musician about who Bobby Jean is about. But what, should we go into that, or do we go someplace else with this for now?
All right,
I'll tell you what my favorite song. John went with.
No, I want to change.
I guess the tried.
No, I want to change. There's no change. No, there's no changing.
You went with Main Street, basically.
I did,
That's
yeah.
what everybody goes with.
No, you know what I'm
Dancing in the
I'll tell you what
dark.
I'm going with. I'll tell you what I'm going with. I'm gonna go Bobby Jean.
Going Bobby Jean.
I'm Bobby Jean.
Nice segue, by the way. Very smooth with that segue going into that.
Yes.
With that said, you know what? I will go. I was going to say No Surrender, but I'll go with Glory Days. Simply because it's a big party song. They filmed the video right over in Hoboken. I'm from North Jersey. And it's never gets old. It just stands the test of time.
Yeah, every one of these songs is so damn good. You heard it 10 million times, but they're still, every time I hear them, they're so good. And it's just, this is for people not from New Jersey, never been to New Jersey. Just listen to this album, and you'll know what Jersey's like.
1984.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just, you know, this. He's such a great writer too. I think lyricist that it really every song has such feeling. Like My Hometown, especially too. That has such feeling. Let's get back to the what we were going to talk about. Ronald Reagan.
Yeah,
Yes.
Reagan is.
Born in the USA. You know, it's got the American flag on the cover.
Yeah.
It says Born in the USA. For first glance, you
Fist
think
pumping.
this is fist pumping USA with the big foam finger. Number one, number one.
Absolutely, yes.
But when you listen to the lyrics,
Yep.
it's quite different from that. You know, it's you want to tell what Born in the USA is about? You're a virgin.
Yeah,
What
so
do you
it's
think?
funny. They Reagan. I'm sure it wasn't him.
Speechwriter.
It was someone, his administration, someone on his staff figured it'd be a good idea to use "Born in the USA" as a campaign song, as a very Americana, feel-good, heartland type of fist pumping. We're all Americans, and being American is great, and we're the best in the world. However, that's what the chorus says. If you listen to every other lyric in the song, not so much. So, but I guess someone didn't listen to it or didn't speak to each other because it was really kind of a black eye on the whole party. It was really quite embarrassing. To the point where Bruce had to come out and explain to the president that this song might not be the one that he wants to use for a number of reasons.
If he had bought this album, the lyrics are right here on this little inside sheet, and you can figure it out.
It's pretty much about a disgruntled Vietnam veteran and his issues with the United States and not being all that positive about it.
Let me read the first few lyrics here. It opens up. Born down in a dead man's town, the first kick I took was when I hit the ground. You end up like a dog that's been beat too much till you spend half your life just covering up. Born in the USA.
But then you go to Born in the USA, right? So
the song
it's
wasn't
more
supposed
like
to be
Born in the
called-
USA, almost sarcastically.
The song wasn't supposed to be called "Born in the USA."
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What was it supposed to be called? Do you know?
It was called something about Vietnam.
Yeah, he was
okay.
writing a song about Vietnam, and then someone else had asked him to write a song for a movie, which eventually turned into Light of Day. But at the time, that movie was called Born in the USA. So he lifted the title and put it into his Vietnam song, and that's how you have Born in the USA, which I guess Bruce is kind of open to songs with or anything with the word "born" in it. He already had, Born to Run. So when you figure you have 7 albums and 2 of them start with the word "born," you know what I mean? You're kind of partial to that word.
Yeah.
And did you guys know that this was the first CD ever produced in the United States?
Yes.
That before this, all CDs were produced in Japan, but Sony opened up a factory in Terre Haute, Indiana, and this was the first CD produced.
Very nice. That's good. And but don't forget, albums are the way to go, everybody.
Exactly.
CDs,
vinyl.
Door stoppers, whatever. You want to get the album. But nice for CDs. You can press a number.
And they started remaking albums now.
Yes, absolutely. I got a bunch of new ones and stuff off the thing. Yeah. So what else I want to talk about? I want to talk about, because when this album came out, that's when what's her name? Patti Scialfa joined the band. But it's also the same time he started dating Julianne Phillips, who he later went on to marry. And that turned rather bad, rather quickly, I would say. Patty Scalfa was a Jersey girl, and Julian Phillips was like a Hollywood girl, and
starlet.
it's just like people
Gotta
said,
do the starlet thing for a little while.
So
Well,
it just
when you're a rock star, you have
to.
Tommy Lee, Pam Anderson,
they all
a
do.
lot of them, yeah.
So, needless to say, he started an affair with Patty Scalfa, and they ended up getting married, and they have a bunch of kids, and they're still married like 30 years now or something, whatever it is, 20.
Oh, so yeah.
And now, Al, get the microphone up because they live near you in one of their houses or over there, and you see them at church and all around town and everything.
Yeah, I saw him at church a couple of weeks ago with his mother.
Ah, very nice.
Well-respected man. And we see him around town, the Fireman's Fair, the store, everything.
And didn't someone like ask him to move and didn't even realize it was him, one of your neighbors?
One of our neighbors came in and kept pushing him further down the pew. And a couple of weeks later, we saw it and we said, "Do you know who you were sitting next to last week?"
Who?
No idea.
That's fine. I'm sure he gets a kick out of that. Like, I would, you know.
But he's just like anybody else. I think he was even singing.
Wow. Actually, I have a bootleg of that. Bruce in church.
Pressed right here in the state of New Jersey.
Look at that.
So, all right, so here
Let's
we
move
go.
on.
We're
Let's
going
go
to
to
get
the
to
song.
Bobby Jean
Bobby
now.
Jean.
Bobby!
Johnny's favorite song.
Bobby
right
Jean!
here.
Where are you, Bobby?
This is Johnny's
Heading
new
out
favorite
there.
song.
I love the
Road
whole
somewhere.
album.
Some
All right.
bus or a train
Tell us-
traveling along.
Tell us what it was about.
All
now.
right, well, here's the word on the street, the rumor mill, the internet scuttlebutt. Bobby Jean is actually about Steve Van Zandt. Steve Van Zandt was leaving the band.
Oh, okay.
Bruce did not want him to leave the band. They were very close. They were buddies. But you can't, I shouldn't say can't, not many people back in the 80s wrote songs about how much they cared about their same-sex friends. So he wrote the song, changed the name over to Bobby Jean, and it fit. So
Yeah.
if you listen to the song and you simply put Steve's name in instead of Bobby Jean, it still makes perfect sense.
Instead of Bobby Jean, put Steve Van Zandt.
Put
or-
Steve Van Zandt and listen to it.
All right,
If it
let's
says
sing.
Steve Van Zandt, it
Every
makes
time he
total
says
sense.
Bobby Jean, let's yell Steve Van Zandt. See how it goes. Let me get my glasses
It's
on.
not necessarily a romantic song. You know, check it out.
This is no surrender, by the way.
Yeah. Well, what happened
This
here?
is the wrong song. Dennis.
This is that.
Bobby Jean is in the side.
This is
Second
that
song.
damn Holland version. Everything's
It's
backwards.
the Holland version!
Everything, it's a metric system. I don't know what I'm
The
doing.
metric system.
All right. No, Bobby Jean's
Royale
second
and
song.
cheese.
Yeah, you heard the first one.
Yeah.
There we go.
Ah.
You're out there somewhere.
Now, so,
Where are you? Stevie Van Zandt?
yes, and now he's back in the band. Now the
No,
Sopranos
yeah,
are
this is
over.
years.
Yeah, Sylvia
This was
over there.
yeah, he was back with everybody else in the late '90s, but
Yeah.
he was gonna go be a star all on his own, Stevie.
Yeah, whatever happened with that?
Yeah, a hit or two along the way.
Played
and some
Sun
alternative-
City, and that
Sun
was
City
it,
wasn't
right?
a big hit.
some alternative station somewhere is digging it.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? You always gotta
But
go
yeah,
back.
check it out. Listen to a Bobby Jean one time without the and switch the names around. It'll still work.
Yeah. All right. So I want to talk about some things that happened in 1984. Do you guys remember 1984?
I do.
I do.
I do.
Like
The-
it was yesterday.
The Vanessa Williams scandal took place in 1984.
That was 84?
Wow.
Yes. She was the first Miss America, stripped of her crown.
Oh.
More ways than one.
Yo.
And my nephew Matthew was born. Al, would you like to talk about that too?
Oh, yes, Dennis, I would.
There we go.
On the way to the hospital with your sister in labor, and we had to stop at the 7-Eleven in Red Bank to pick up batteries for the camera so we could take pictures during the event. Came back to the car, and I went out to start the car. That's right. Before we left, I went out to start the car, and Glory Days was on, and I said,
No, I thought he was born in the U.S.A. was on.
whatever. Doesn't really
That
matter.
makes a big difference. Your baby's being born in the USA.
yeah.
You ruined the whole
Okay,
story.
So Born in the USA was on, so I went back in and I told Mary
Take
Rose
two.
that we were going to have a boy. That's great.
Yeah.
All right.
Dennis, I'm getting old. What do you want?
All right. I went out to the car and Freebird was playing. All right, this story stinks
Saw
now.
bird.
We're having a parrot.
All right, so
Edit that out.
and then, it was the year. I don't know if I guess it was all over the country, but being from New York, that this was the when the Bernard Goetz incident took
Yes,
place.
yes.
He was the
subway.
guy.
Wow,
Yes, he was the
subway
guy who was
shooter.
accosted on the subway, and he shot some 5 young kids, and he got into big trouble. So
Self-defense.
yes. So what are you gonna do?
The original Saul
And-
Rosenberg.
Yeah.
Bernard Goetz. Oh.
Apple released the first Macintosh in this year too,
Yep.
and the show that premiered on TV, I'm sure it was one of your favorite shows, Miami Vice. I have a picture of you, just
Crockett
like
Tubbs. Sonny Crockett.
Is there a
Rico
picture
Tubbs.
of any of us wearing that look?
Right.
I hope not. I'm gonna find it and put it on if there is.
I plead the fifth.
So Dennis, speaking of '84, if I could hop in here for a second, there was
Sure.
I was 9 years old in 1984, and this was the literal first cassette tape or piece of music of any kind that I had actually consciously went out to go buy for myself and find at the store. So how that happened was professional wrestling was reaching a fever pitch in 1984, and the amount of people that are going to get this reference who are watching this, probably very few, but I'll say it anyway. There was a tag team back in '84 called the U.S. Express. It was Barry Windham and Mike Rotundo. They would come into the ring playing Born in the USA.
Oh, okay.
This was before anyone had to pay to use songs. They just played whatever they want, and they came in the ring. So
Kind of like my show.
yeah, kind of like your show. Wink, wink. Wink, wink. So they would use this song, and I liked it. So I called my friend, 9 years old. I remember calling him, and I asked him what album and who that was by, and he told me, and I went out and bought it. So I have a little cassette. I still have it to this day. Better on the album.
Yes, you should have brought the cassette though. That would
Yeah,
be nice to
that
look
might have
at,
been a little
too.
bit.
We
It's
could have
my
smelled
mom's
the
attic.
cassette. See
Yeah.
how that smelled.
It's in a box in your mom's
So that's
attic.
how I got introduced to Bruce Springsteen from professional
Okay.
wrestling in 1984.
I wanted to get to some news stories before we wrap this up here. We're running out of time, but I might cut them out. Depends how they go over. But
Yeah.
I found these funny news stories that in the news. You know who R. Kelly is? You know the
Yeah,
singer
of course,
R.
of
Kelly.
course.
Well, it just came out that his daughter Jaya, 13, declared that she is now transgendered and she's going under the name Jay. What do you think of that?
All right.
And what it made me think of is that kids are so much more advanced now. That when
that's where we're going.
when we were kids, you know, we didn't have the internet. We didn't know we were transgendered until we were like 30 or something like that. You know,
No cell phone, no
Yes.
beeper.
Times have changed.
Yes.
Wow.
I had a cassette tape, and I played this over and over again.
And that was it.
I didn't know
And-
anybody.
One more little known fact that just came out that it's very that all right. Let me start a little back. That JFK had crabs. That was.
What?
But David Niven, the actor, he wrote a book, and he said one time they were on a boat, and JFK took his model wife down below deck.
Was he transsexual there?
No.
No?
And when they came back up, his wife had crabs. That's all I'm saying. So you do the math there. It's controversial.
Did Miss Monroe have?
I don't know.
Is that like a fun,
No, that's
boat
what they're
crabs?
saying.
No?
No.
It's not like a joke. It's like
No.
it's straight up.
No, I swear. As an STD.
Oh, all
And
right. Well,
they
I was
said
looking for a way out of that. one.
through history, Beethoven, Hitler, and Abe Lincoln all had syphilis.
That's something.
Okay.
There's a lot of evidence to that fact. You guys have to look it up. We don't have time to get into it now. But anyway, let's get back to Bruce. We can cut all that out.
We got to the Born in the USA album out here.
How
All
did
right.
we get on syphilis?
You guys want to talk about anything before we wrap it up here?
Yeah, there's one last thing too that I wanted to go over with the way, like I mentioned earlier, this album produced 7 top 10 hits. And the first single in the U.S. off this album was "Cover Me," which I'll speak for myself, but I think most people would agree that is by far not one of the songs that leaps off of this album
right.
that you would figure that they want to really skip behind as a marketing strategy to really push this album. But you can't argue with success; it worked. But "Cover Me" as the first song, the first official
7.
release.
Yeah.
Off of Born in the USA, out of all of this, out of
Yeah,
Born in the
exactly.
USA, out of Glory Days, out of Bobby Jean and Darling County,
I would
they
put
went
that
with
as
Cover
number
Me.
7.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
Oh, no doubt.
Cover Me
Yeah.
came came out first. So I don't know what that was attributed to or who had the brainchild behind that, but
that was you. You met him in the store and you
Yeah,
told him to cover me.
I said, Bruce, you have a jacket you can cover me with?
Yeah, cover
and
me.
Bruce said, hey, cover me. I think I'm going to be that my first
with that
song.
one.
I'm going to go with that one.
1, 2, 3.
All right, well, we're officially out of time. You guys
No.
got to yell something out, yell it out. Otherwise, we're wrapping this up.
Thank you very much for having
Thanks
us
for
here.
coming
Thanks
on.
for stopping
Hope
by
you guys
our
had
house.
a good
Oh,
time.
you can't toast tonight.
Let's
Come
toast
in.
that.
Live from Dennis's
Live from
house.
Dennis's
Live from
We
Dennis's
have
house,
Jimmy
everybody.
and Al back there.
Jimmy and Al in the
And
back.
hope you guys had a good time. We're definitely going to come back when we do a Bon Jovi. A lot of
Yes,
girls
we'll
request
do this
Bon
again.
Jovi. And,
we plug the website? Or?
Well,
oh yeah, plug your
please
website,
find
but
us.
I'll put the links up and everything.
Absolutely, yeah.
on
With
here.
again, with the Bruce Jovi
Overlay.
Acoustic Duo, you can find us on Facebook. You can find us on the internet, BruceJoviNJ.com. We play all over Central Jersey, all the way down the shore. Come out and have fun with us and tell us that you found out about us on Dennis's show, and you will get a song dedicated for you.
Nice.
Right at you.
Live from Dennis's house. See you guys next week.
Woo! Come on, John, glory days! Well, I had a friend, big baseball player, back in high school. He could throw that speedball by you, making love like a fool boy. Saw him the other night at this roadside bar, walking in, he was walking out. We went back inside, sat there, had a few drinks, but all he kept talking about glory days. Well, pass you by, glory days. And when your young girl's out, glory days, glory days. Woo! Well, I knew a girl lived up the block. Back in school, she could turn all the boys' heads. Sometimes on a Friday, stop by and have a few drinks with her after she put her kids to bed. Her and her husband Bobby, they split up. I guess it's 5 years gone by now. We just sit around talking about the old times. When she feels like crying, she starts laughing, thinking about glory days. Well, pass it by, glory days. Little young girls out, glory days, glory days. Here we go. Woo! In fact, I'm going down to the well tonight, and I'm gonna drink till I get my fill. And I hope when I'm old, I don't sit around thinking about it. But you know, I most certainly will. Just sitting back, trying to recapture a little of the glory of. But as time slips away, leaves you with nothing, Mr. Bud. Boring stories of glory days. Well, pass it by, glory days. When the wink of young girls out, glory days, glory days. Well, alright. Oh, yeah. Well, alright. Oh, yeah. All right, buddy. Y'all ready back here in the room? Ready to kick it down now? We are live from Dennis's house tonight. Well, alright. Oh, yeah. Well, alright. Oh, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we are the Bruce Jovi Acoustic Duo out of Sayreville, New Jersey. On the guitar, the man, Mr. Johnny Knight. It's my turn, baby.
It's your turn.
It's coming.
And ladies and gentlemen, Joe DePalma on the lead vocals.
Woo! Thank you all very much. Hanging out at Dennis's house. We'll see you there, baby.